A question from Kate, who's down here in Victoria. What are your thoughts on the mandated mask wearing for children from grade 3 and above here in Victoria? And John was saying that New South Wales have got it too. And Kate says, I have 2 beautiful little girls that will now be forced to cover their faces at school. And I know when they go back, well, they were doing like just 2 days a week anyway. And Kate also says, I just had my first jab yesterday because I'm in an industry where it's mandated. Now they're coming after my children. The more we comply with the government, the more they want.
It's disgusting what they're doing. It's absolutely
outrageous.
It's absolutely disgusting. It's outrageous. Look, I've said all along that masks should have never have been mandatory. In fact, when masks were recommended not to be used, I'm on the record asking questions to the government about why they're not recommending and explaining about mask usage, because I was looking at other countries like Japan and other countries that were educating their citizens on, what masks are good for, what they're not good for, how to use them properly, all that sort of thing. And then they went straight from, no, you shouldn't buy one, you're taking away essential PPE from healthcare workers, et cetera, to mandating them for everyone, right? This government and the health bureaucrats, they haven't got the faintest idea about anything voluntary. They don't trust the population. The only thing they know how to do is use a great big stick. Now, when Campbell was talking about the police before, right? Now, I've been very, very critical of the police over the last year, but I'll tell you one thing, I do feel sorry for them in the way that they've been asked and forced into enforcing these stupid rules and regulations that should never have been rules and regulations. And every time you see a policeman shoot a protester or shove a mask over some woman's face or something, remember that it's the chief health officer's directions that do that. It's not the police.
I'm going to disagree with you there, mate, on a little bit. I'm going to disagree. I'm so shocked about what I've seen. They should they should be standing up and saying, we cannot do this anymore. We will not do this anymore. I think I've tried really hard. I've tried really hard to actually blame, the commissioner and other senior people. But I think it's got to the point where, when I was in the military, and this was at a young age when I was being trained, we were taught about lawful commands. And we were taught about we were literally taught about what came out of Nuremberg and the whole thing about the Nazi regime. There comes a point where, the things we've seen in Victoria, firing rubber bullets at people, sort of spraying pepper spray on a woman on the ground, crash tackling a guy who's just talking to several police from behind and smashing his head in front of the street station, all that sort of stuff. I mean, they really should be leaving in droves. If they were doing what they should be doing and taking an ethical position, they should be saying enough's enough. There should be an internal revolt going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I mean, and look,
I'm not letting them. I guess I'm not. What I'm saying is, I'm not letting off the rank and file off the hook down there anymore.
Yep.
And I've spoken to a lot of police officers.
I'm a huge fan of the police. In fact, I've got police up here who are asking me to support them against being required to be vaccinated. I'm trying to see if I can support them off to the side, keep them anonymous, but sort of be their spokesperson. I'm happy to do that. So I support people who get their role and what policing's about. But jeepers, Victoria has crossed the line.